Okay, so now it's the next day, and now it's time to make the Posole Rojo, red pozole with the hominy. Mexican hominy is actually the starter dish, and there's going to be some pork and some beef in it. So what we got here is, this is the broth I made yesterday. So I'm going to be adding 5 cups of that, and then I'm going to be adding, in addition, 4.5 cups of water. I got a couple pounds of pork neck bone, and then here's the extra beef from yesterday that I'm going to add in later. We're going to need 2 tablespoons of cumin seeds and 2 tablespoons of ground Mexican oregano. We're going to need 1 white onion with the root intact. Just going to throw that in there. Now this is a guajillo chili, and this is the way it comes from the Latin store, and it's already dried and everything. So if you cut this up, take the seeds out, and then put it in a 1/2 cup of really hot water and let it sit for 30 minutes. It'll reconstitute, and that's what this is. And then we need a 28-ounce can of the Mexican hominy. We're going to be using a heaping tablespoon of the minced garlic. We'll need a teaspoon of kosher salt, and then here I got a pig's foot, which has been cut in half, and that thickens up the soup. And then we've got about 1.5 pounds of pork shoulder. That's going to go in whole. And guajillo chilies, $2.99 for a whole big bag, and they last forever in the cabinet. So what we're going to do first is we're going to take all of this and we're going to grind it up in the blender. So we're going to puree this for about 30 seconds. And since we're going to be adding 4.5 cups of water, I'm going to put some of that in here, just to thin it out a little bit. And I'm going to hit it again. So obviously this makes up the red component of the sauce. So now we're going to take this and dump it into our slow cooker. And I'm going to add some of this water too. Here's our bones, neck bones and stuff. Nestle it in the bottom. Put in our pork shoulder and our pig's foot. Okay, so to that we're going to add all of the hominy with the 1 tablespoon of kosher salt. I might have said teaspoon before, but it's a tablespoon. Sprinkle that over. Put our onion in. Actually, I'm going to cut it in half so it distributes better. And we're going to add 2 teaspoons each. Here's the oregano. And here's cumin. And then we're going to add our water. Actually, I want to get add as much of this as I can. That's 4 cups of the beef broth. Okay, so now we're just going to let it cook for 6 hours, and then at the end of that time we'll add in our beef just to heat it up. So now we'll set this for 6 hours. It's great to have one of these crock pots where you can set the time, then you can just set it and walk away. So that's it. I'll be back when it's done. Alright, this soup has cooked for 6 hours, and now I just separated all the meat and all the bones. We got the pig's foot here. Here's the onion, and by the way, this is a real good way to do it if you want to take it out. If you leave the root end on, it just comes out in one piece. Now, I'm going to add in, I'm defatting the broth, so I'm going to add that back in. Actually, before I do that, I want to put, I got all this, the hominy is still in there. See? So I'm going to add all this meat back in. I'm going to add in beef from the other night that I used to make the beef broth. And now I'll start putting this in. And I'll skim out the fat. I also made, if you can see it in that left corner, I made some of my patented honey French bread, which I will be uploading a video for soon. I'm in the process of editing all the Thanksgiving videos. I put one up for turkey already, but I'll get the other ones up. Here's that bread here. And I already got my butter out warming up. So the idea here is just going to add all this broth back and then heat it up because the kids will be home pretty soon and we'll be able to eat. Really not too bad. Okay, that's about it. Oh, I don't know. About a half a cup of fat. Now this is all the broth that I couldn't add in earlier. So I'm going to go ahead and add the rest of it now. It's another 4 cups. And now I'm going to put this on high so it's ready when the kids get here. And that's it. I'll show you how it tastes when we go to eat it. Okay, the soup is traditionally what it's served with: shredded cabbage. We got some sliced radish and some diced white onion, corn tortillas, and some people like tapatio. My daughter likes the fresh bread I made, and of course the lime, which we're going to squeeze on there. So I'm going to serve this up, and then we're going to have a group opinion on it, and I'm going to reposition it and I'll be back. Okay, here, this is the Posole man. He made some Posole the other day that was unbelievable, so he's going to explain what he's doing here now.
Hi. I'm Steven, and
He's camera shy.
I'm Mexican, actually. Yeah. Let's put some onions on this, right? I'll just put onions on my Posole. Put some cabbage and some radishes, and that makes a dank Posole.
What is dank? What about lime juice?
Once in a while, it just depends on who likes the lime juice, right? I like the flavor of the soup itself, but I try not to add anything else extra.
Oh, there you go.
So, yeah. That was good, it was good.
It's really good.
Yeah, this is really good.
Quite delightful.
Quite delightful.
You put any sauce?
So, you think it's worthy of the show?
Oh yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I wouldn't put it on someone else's recipe.
You're not even in the shot, dude. Alright, what'd you say? That's Forrest, by the way.
Don't put it on the show, because then someone's gonna steal your delightful recipe.
Oh, that's what it's for. Alright, cool. Alright, now I'm gonna taste it. Oh yeah. That is really good. I always say that. But still, it will be the best you'll ever taste. So you gotta try this recipe. Until next time.